My name is Sami Wiafi, and tonight I am here with
Melody Fafa Botufe.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
You ask questions about life. Oh God, where are you? What happened? You know, a whole lot. So take command, boy, I'm an only child. You think about the mother, okay? What would the mother be feeling at this time?
A nation in grief, a nation in pain, and a nation in sorrow. The best description of the situation in the country as we mourn the death of 8 people in a crash at Adanse in the Ashanti region. Tonight on Eyewitness News, we'll tell you the latest as far as this unfortunate incident is concerned. Also coming up on Eyewitness News, the National Communications Authority (NCA) gives Multi-Choice Ghana operators of DSTV 30-day ultimatum to respond to suspension notice. And later on Eyewitness News,
we said the thing will start on Friday, and then before the Friday, look what has happened in Ghana. Or if not for the death, I think we will go on with our thing.
Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council suspend planned 20% increase in transport fares expected to take effect tomorrow, Friday. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on these stories and others on Eyewitness News. Later coming up in business.
Ghana reference rate dropped sharply to 19.67% in August.
Eyewitness News is live on affiliates across the country, around the globe. We are on citinewsroom.com. Talking about affiliates. If you are in the Upper East region or Upper West region, you can hear us on Tumpani Radio 88.5 FM in Adoli. In the Upper East region, you can hear us on Recast 92.1 FM in Bongo. In the Northern region, North Star Radio 92.1 FM in Tamale. Northeast region, you can hear us on Nobia FM 98.1. In the Western region, we are live on Beach 105.5 FM as well as Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrady. In the Ashanti region, we are live on Focus 94.3 FM and Orange 107.9 FM, all in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Eyewitness News is live on Sela Radio 97.1 FM in Dabla and Holy 89.5 FM in Aflao. In the Savannah region, we are live on Kasha 99.5 FM in Damago. You can also join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages. The number is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Fafa has a very first story.
The government has commenced a 3-day national mourning period beginning today and continuing until Saturday, August 9. The solemn occasion is dedicated to honoring the 8 victims of the tragic military helicopter crash and providing the nation a moment for collective reflection and remembrance. Activities on the first day included a public laying of flowers and lighting of candles at the ceremonial garden at the Jubilee House. In a statement signed by the Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwachiofosu, additional activities planned for the morning period were outlined. Here are excerpts from the statement. Government wishes to announce programs for the 3 days of national mourning from Thursday, 7th August to Saturday, 9th August 2025. This solemn period is dedicated to honoring the departed and providing an opportunity for national reflection and remembrance. Activities will commence on Thursday with a public laying of flowers and lighting of candles. This act of remembrance will take place at the ceremonial garden at the front of the presidency from 1 p.m. Members of the public, families and friends are respectfully invited to participate. The opportunity for the laying of flowers and lighting of candles will continue on Friday, August 8, 2025, allowing further time for citizens to express their condolences and respect. The period of national mourning will conclude on Saturday, 9th August 2025 with an evening of reflections and memorials. This poignant event will begin at 5 p.m. at the forecourt of the State House, where all Ghanaians and families will gather to reflect on the legacy and contributions of the departed. We urge all citizens to observe the period of national mourning with dignity and respect. Further details regarding the state funeral and any additional arrangements will be communicated through official government channels. Those were some updates read by myself from the presidency on the 3 days of national mourning.
Still staying on this particular matter, and the latest information we are picking is that the remains of the 8 individuals are being flown to South Africa for the DNA test that is required to identify who these individuals are as far as this whole crash is concerned. So if you're watching Channel 1 TV, live pictures coming from the Air Force Base here in the Greater Accra region and the Kotoka International Airport, senior government officials. You could see the Minister of Interior, the Inspector General of Police, Deputy Ministers of State, senior police officials. You could see the Director General of CID, COP, Lydia Donko, as the Interior Minister Mohamed Muntaka, Alasan Suni, Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, as well as some government officials, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu, Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and a Member of Parliament for the Boli Bamboy constituency is also present. Currently, the Imam is offering Islamic prayers before the departure of the remains from the Kotoka International Airport, the VVIP lounge specifically, where we're reliably informed that the remains are being flown to South Africa for the DNA test to be conducted on these individuals, for the families to be able to identify who are these. Earlier information you also picked was that medical personnel have been to their respective homes of these individuals to draw blood samples from relatives of these individuals before they are taken to South Africa. So Islamic prayers and Christian prayers are said as we speak at the Kotoka International Airport, where the remains will be flown to South Africa for the DNA test to be conducted. And when the results do come out, it will be brought back to Ghana, and then government will take control of the situation and then do what is expected as far as this issue is concerned. So you're still listening to Eyewitness News, which is coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. The latest information is that the DNA is going to be done in South Africa. The samples will be taken to South Africa for it to be done. Some senior government officials are at the Kotoka International Airport, the VIP session. They will be taking this samples to South Africa for the DNA test to be conducted. Interior Minister is present, Mohamed Muntaka. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu, Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources is also present. The Inspector General of Police is also present. The Director General of Police CID is also present, as well as some deputy ministers are also present. The Health Minister Kwabena Minta Akando is also present at the VVIP launch of the Kotoka International Airport, where the remains will be sent to South Africa for the DNA test to be conducted. A national incident happened yesterday. I'm sure you are all very much aware. 8 individuals on official duty crashed and died on the spot at Sikaman in the Adanse area close to Obuasi, where they were going for an official visit. So the Islamic prayers are done, the Christian prayers are also done. The officials are about boarding the flight to South Africa, where the whole process will take place. As I normally get more updates, we'll bring to our listeners as far as this matter is concerned. So this is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. And as Fafa mentioned earlier, there was an event that took place at the Jubilee House today where the President of the Republic, the Vice President, and some senior government officials laid flowers and wreaths in remembrance, more or less, in mourning the death of these 8 individuals who were present, who died in this crash. A senior government official, Elvis Efriyanka, who has served as a Deputy Minister for Sports, spoke to Akusia Ochre, our presidential correspondent, on the feeling as far as this whole issue is concerned.
I was called the night before that His Excellency the President was going to Gomwa at the Pentecost Convention Center. So I was there waiting for the arrival of the President. And then after a while, I started getting calls. Have you heard what has happened? Can you confirm? And I said, what has happened? So I tuned into the radio. It wasn't clear, so I went to Reverend Wengam, and he also said he had received those calls, and he sort of confirmed. So we were all confused, demoralized, and then I called the Deputy Security Coordinator in Kumasi, and they were in a convoy, said they were going to the crash site, so that I knew, because some you are hoping that it's not true. When he said they were on their way to the crash site, then it was, so we returned to Accra and the news started filtering, and it was just, I mean, anybody who says Bearman, so that's the most foolish thing anybody can say. You know, I cried.
That's Officer Free Yankra. He's a former Minister of Sport and then a former Minister of Local Government. Let's go back to the Kotoka International Airport, where Interior Minister Mohamed Muntaka is speaking to journalists about the remains being sent to South Africa.
To God that we're able to retrieve all the bodies, and they were brought up in Accra last night, as we all know. But to speed up the investigation, obviously we need to do further examination and investigation, just for the avoidance of doubt, and some of the forensic that needs to be done. I mean, taking samples have to be done outside the country. So that's why we are trying to fast track, and you see all that. We know that this evening the president will address the country and the world, so we hope that we will all be patient and wait for the president to address. But I want to thank the families sincerely for all the cooperation that we've had from them and the support they've shown. We know they are grieving, they are in a hurry to have their family members so that they can attend them. But we are happy that they are cooperating with us, because it's not just about burying, it's beyond burying, trying to establish what happened, how things went, so that we avoid it into the future. So we want to thank the family for all the support, and together with the Health Minister, the Minister for Lance, who is now acting as the Defense Minister, we've been working around the clock just to speed up everything, and this part of the process. So we are hoping that this will, when the president addresses the country, other further better particulars may be given. Thank you so much.
You were in tears yesterday. How are you holding up today?
Well, I mean, aside everything, you are also a human being. So yes, we need to be able to hold on, to be able to move our country forward. You cannot control crying forever, but we want to assure the family we are with them. We share in their pain, we grieve with them, and we are hoping that the good Lord will strengthen all of us in this difficult time. Thank you.
Leading the team to South Africa.
Our forensic, the head of forensic at the police, CID, is the one leading that.
And when are we expecting the result?
Well, we are hoping that in the next 6-12 hours they will be able to give us some results. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that was the Minister for the Interior.
That's the Minister of Interior, Mohamed Muntaka, speaking to journalists at the VIP session of the Kotoka International Airport, where he confirmed that indeed some samples are being sent to South Africa. He said that within 6 to 12 hours we should get the results from the samples sent to South Africa, and the delegation is led by the head of forensic at the police CID, police administration, who is in charge of this whole process and leading the team to South Africa for it to be done. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. And as you just said, the Interior Minister also saying at 8 p.m. the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, will address the nation on this incident that took place yesterday. So at the Jubilee House, we told you earlier that the President and the officials there held some flower-laying ceremony for the departed 8 gentlemen. The Minister for Justice and Interior, Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Aini, also spoke to journalists.
So it's traumatic, you know, because all 3 of them were very close to me. They were my very good friends. So it's very difficult talking about them, knowing that, you know, they are departed. It's extremely difficult for me.
I can understand, but tell us, how did you hear about the news?
Oh, no. It was, I mean, you know, as usual, I picked it up on social media. I couldn't believe it. I made the calls, and, you know, the shocking revelation came that my 3 colleagues were departed. So it's extremely difficult, as I've told you, to talk about them, you know. So I would pass for now. I don't want to break down in front of national TV again.
You got Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Aini, speaking to our presidential correspondent, Akusia, Ocho. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more for you.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
For me, I be truck driver. I dey road top before most people go come up for them house. For me, energy be purpose.
I'm a working mom. I drop my kids at school and head straight to the office. The car, the fuel, it keeps our day in motion. For me, energy is support.
At Misa Energy, formerly Engine Ghana, we keep Ghana moving no matter where you're headed to. For us, energy is progress. Energy is possibility. Energy is innovation. Misa Energy, fueling your dreams, putting you first. Visit your nearest Misa station today.
When I dey home and want something quick to chop, everything dey inside, groundnut milk and sugar. I only need some water, soak is made easy. Kivo carry make Kivo carry for your office, boarding house. Kivo carry everything dey inside, groundnut milk and sugar. I only
Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Soakings are easy. This advert is FDA approved.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Let's read some of your text messages or WhatsApp messages. Jones Adoboinla says, very, very sad incident indeed. I still can't put myself together. Condolence goes to the entire families. Daniel from Sandama says, the loss of Dr. Edward Omaneboama, Dr. Mutala Mohammed, and other patriots in this crash is a national heartbreak. These gallant men served Ghana with courage and purpose. We mourn with their families. The best tribute is to fight illegal mining with renewed resolve. Their legacy must live in a safer and greener Ghana. This one is from no name. It says, this is so sad to hear, and in fact everybody is down. This is not what we are expecting. Rest all the heroes, and we will forever remember you. Let's go to the phone line and speak to our parliamentary correspondent, Ni Ayukwe Okai. Today, the majority caucus in the House went to the homes of some of the persons involved in this crash, especially the Member of Parliament for the Tamale Central Constituency and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Dr. Mutala Mohammed, because he belongs to the majority caucus of the House. The majority caucus led by their leader were in their house to pay respect and also meet the families. Let's speak to Ayukwe on this matter. Ayi, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure it might be a very sad situation when you got there.
Good evening, Sammy. Indeed, it was a sorrowful moment today at the residence of the late Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, here in Accra, Chado, precisely when the majority caucus, led by the first Deputy Speaker, Bernard Ahiafo, and the Deputy Majority Leader, George Kweku Ricketts Hagan, actually paid a visit to that particular residence of the late MP and also Minister for Environment. Indeed, members of Parliament from the majority side could not hold back their tears because it was a sorrowful moment. They were there to commiserate with the family following the demise of the late MP in the helicopter crash that occurred yesterday. So when we went there, the leadership was allowed entry into the room of the late MP to offer their condolences to the wife and then the children. However, the remaining members of the caucus were asked to wait at the premises of the compound of the house while the leadership went in there to offer their condolences. Now, speaking on behalf of the family, Al-Hassan Suini, who is the MP for Tamale North and also the Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, said that the family would require prayers at this particular moment for them to feel consoled, because when such tragic incidents happen, it is believed in the Islamic tradition that it would be required of relatives, loved ones, to offer their prayers. Only prayers at this particular moment is required. So the majority caucus is required to offer their prayers to the family so that they would be also consoled wherever they find themselves. From there, the majority caucus also headed to the residence of the late Minister for Defense, Dr. Edward Omanebuama, to also commiserate with the family. However, over there, the media was denied entry into the house because the family had stated that they require some form of privacy, hence the need for the media to halt any form of filming at that particular premises. So over there, the caucus was allowed entry into the house to also offer their condolences to the bereaved family of the late Minister for Defense, Dr. Edward Omanebuama. From there, the caucus also headed to the Jubilee House to join public relatives, friends, for a solemn candlelight vigil and also the laying of flowers in honor of the deceased people those who died in the helicopter crash yesterday, Sami.
I thank you very much for your time. Ayuke Okai is our parliamentary correspondent here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. The members of parliament who were part of this delegation spoke to Ayuke on the sentiments and how they feel about the passing of their colleague.
The late Honorable Mutala was not just a colleague, but was a brother. He respected me and treated me as a senior brother. And we shared a lot of jokes. He is somebody who is full of knowledge, both in the Arabic sector and the academic sector. And I received the news when I was in the constituency. I was so devastated and abandoned all the things I was doing in the constituency and came down. We can only say that we pray for Allah to accept his soul in Jannatu Firdaus, and pray also that Allah takes care of the wife and the children and their family.
I'm just shocked. I'm still in shock. I couldn't sleep. I'm just out of words. It was just a blow for all of us as a country, the president and even the caucus. It hasn't been easy. For some of us that had a personal relationship with them, Muntala was a very good friend. I just can't believe it. That's how, I know one day everybody will die, but the way they went was just a blow to the whole world, I would say. So it hasn't been easy. But we are praying that the good Lord will give them an internal rest, and that's all we can say, and strengthen the family. And as a country, especially our president, this is not easy. This is the first of its kind to happen in this country, and so we just all need to pray. We ask that as a country we need to rise and pray so that these such things will not happen again.
We are still in utmost shock. I remember the last time I visited Honorable Mutale's office, only to find out that he has so much. I'm interested in what he's doing. So I got closer to him and said, what can we do together? He directed me, preached me, told me what it takes to serve as a member of this leadership in this country, and guided me a lot. And I wouldn't forget that very day. Our hearts are heavy.
You heard some members of parliament who were in the home of Honorable Mutala Mohammed, the member of parliament for the Tamale Central constituency and the Minister of Environment, Science and Technology. Let's go to the phone line and speak to our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, Hafiz Tijani. He's been on this beat since yesterday, bringing us all the updates and all we need to know as far as this issue is concerned. Hafiz, thank you very much for your time once again.
Thank you.
So, from yesterday to today, what has been the situation?
Well, so yesterday, after the remains were taken to Accra, this morning a team of investigators arrived from Accra to the scene. They came to the community in the morning at about 9 a.m. They comprise officers from the Ghana Air Force and some military officers who assisted them in going to the site. So some community members also guided them through the area where the incident happened, because they know the terrain very well, so they had to go through with them. So they set off at about 10 a.m. and just this evening at around 5 p.m. I called to have some checks, and I was told that they have come back at about 5 p.m. and they are trying to unravel the cause of the accident or the cause of the incident, and they are also seeking to find some essential components of the crashed helicopter that will lead them to get more insight into their investigation. So sources tell me that they have found some of the particles or some of the debris of the part of the crashed helicopter, but they are not able to conclude, or they were unable to conclude whatever they were looking for. And tomorrow they will be going back to the site, so which means that they would be spending more days at the crash site trying to find further evidence to back their investigation. So that is the information we have currently.
So these are a team of investigators from the Ghana Armed Forces, or where are they coming from?
The Air Force, the Ghana Air Force. So they have a military team, so they work together. The military team were already part, or a team of military officers was already at the area, because they didn't want anyone to go to the site to tamper with any evidence these investigators will be seeking to find. So they were stationed there, but there was another deployment of military officers who also came to assist them go into the site. But these investigators are from the Ghana Air Force. They came with their equipment needed to carry out this investigation. So they came this morning. So the military escorted them, and they went through with the investigations with the assistance of the local community, the members of the community who also guided them through. So we are told that tomorrow they are going to continue, because they were unable to find the exact component of the helicopter, which we don't know the exact name, but they were unable to find that. That will give them key insight into their investigation for them to gather more evidence on this incident.
The villagers were advised or were warned to stay away from the crash site. Did they comply?
Yes, they complied fully. Some of them have their farms very close to the area where the incident happened. So yesterday, when the announcement was made, they went ahead to comply. They were so cooperative. No one had gone to their farm today, and the opinion leaders say they will continue to speak to them until the investigations are done. And the assembly member and his team are also working with the opinion leaders to ensure that all these things are done to give the investigators the independence to be able to carry out their work.
Hafiz, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Hafiz Tijani is our man in the Ashanti region, our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, giving us an update on the situation as far as the crash is concerned. But then some piece of information coming in. If you go to the Facebook wall of Dr. Frank Amwakohene, he's the Ashanti Regional Minister and Chairman of the Ashanti Regional Security Council. He says that one, the black box has been found. And he says, we have formally visited the home of Dr. Sapon and Honorable Abuaje, and the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council has opened a book of condolence. Now, the black box is an important component of this whole investigation process. And if you follow some of these things, you realize that anytime there's a crash involving an aircraft or any of these crafts, you realize that the black box is always important and helps with investigations. And as you mentioned, as you heard Hafiz mention earlier, that they are looking for something very important, and I'm sure that's what they are looking for, which is the black box, and which investigators will need as far as their investigation into the cause of the crash and the other things are necessary. So this is what the Ashanti Regional Minister is saying. He's put it out on his Facebook wall, and he has said that the black box has been found, and it will aid and it will help with the investigation into this matter. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Now, the death of Dr. Edward Omane-Boamah, the Minister of Defense and still the Director of ICT and Research and Elections for the NDC, has hit many people, including his deputy, Rashid Tanko, who was deputy to Dr. Edward Omane-Boamah, who was the Director of Elections and ICT for the NDC. We spoke to him a while ago on the Situation Room on how he feels about the passing of his boss.
I'm lost of words. It's a terrible situation for us. I mean, it hit us hard as a party and a directorate of election. He was the engine of our directorate. And in fact, even when he was made the defense minister, he still worked as a director of election. For us to prosecute the Abdulmanov election, he showed us all the strategy, the plan for it to execute it. And even as of yesterday, in the morning, 7:45, he was still working as a director of election. We had a meeting, and then we discussed how to go about it, and the strategy to use for the Apotia by-election, only for us to lose him in the next couple of hours. Terrible. Terrible. Too bad.
Terrible and too bad. A feeling for almost every Ghanaian who has heard this particular news. But then, as a political party and your preparation towards the Akotia by-election, how are you going to do it without his presence? Because you mentioned that in the Ablekuma North, he was part of the strategy. He brought about all the strategy to deploy in winning that seat. Now Akotia is just with us some few weeks to go. How is the party going to revolve around and ensure that you win that seat, which you clearly want to win?
Currently, we are devastated with his death and the other national officers. Don't forget, apart from Dr. Omane-Boamah, we also lost our national vice chairman in the crash, as well as my MP Tamale Central and Honorable Mutala and Lemuna, and then the NATMO deputy chief executive officer, about 3 servicemen. So we are devastated. For now, nobody has in fact, the nerve to talk about Akotia. We are not mourning. We want to mourn these our gallant officers, and then after that, the decision will be taken at the highest level. But now we are mourning our loss.
I understand.
And so the issue of Akotia is not on the table as of now.
Sure. I brought that in because of what you said about Ablekuma North. That's why I brought the Akotia conversation also in there. But Fred also has a question for you.
Rashid, I know personally that you have had a very close relationship with somebody like Honorable Muntala and Dr. Omane-Boamah. How would you describe these two gentlemen from someone who knows them personally, someone who's worked with them, someone who's been with them? With these two gentlemen, how would you describe them from your point of view?
Dr. Omane-Boamah, if I am to describe him, it will take us from now up to evening. I'll write a novel of him. In fact, is a gentleman par excellence, very knowledgeable, an astute academician. That's one thing people didn't know about him. People thought he was just a medical doctor. The gentleman traversed a lot of fields. When I met him and we were talking about election, that I got to know that he's an institution in that field. He hardly speaks. He put pen and paper together. And that one, when you implement what he put on pen and paper together, my brother, that is where you get to know that you are dealing with a gem. He was writing a book on Ghana elections, the 2024 election management and all that. He was writing a book. He has already written a book about Atamios. He was to launch it next month. In fact, he stated next month that he was to launch the book. The book is finished. It's about Professor Atamios and governance system in Ghana. He has finished the book. He was about launching it. So he told us, I want to launch this one. Then I now complete the one you people are asking me to write about. Unfortunately, we lost him. I am lost of words. He was my brother, a friend, and a teacher. I was still learning under him. I was learning a lot of life ethics from him. I owe my parents' statue to him. He modeled me a lot. If I look at my past and the present, then I realize I really learned something from the gentleman, Dr. Manibwana. Sat me down and showed me a lot of things and told me a lot of things, the life he went through. And I said, wow, I can also do it. And I followed his footsteps. Unfortunately, I haven't finished learning from him and he left. It's a terrible loss.
What about your relationship with Honorable Mutala? I'm asking your relationship with the Tamale Central MP, Honorable Mutala. How is your relationship with him and how would you describe him?
Yes, Honorable Mutala, in fact, he was a crack academician. The gentleman was down to earth. In fact, he met me in training college. By that time, I was in the final year. He came in as a first year student until he became an MP in Namtong and Tamale Central. We always had discussions about how to help the youth in the north. He was passionate about youth development. That was his passion. Just last week, I had a discussion with him as how to help the people up north, especially Tamale Central. He came to me, we had a lengthy discussion about it, because he told me, you reside in Tamale. I know you are from Bimila, but you reside in Tamale, so you need to do something. I say, yes, but I'll do something for my people in Tamale and all that. That tells you who he was. Very passionate about the development of his people. Unfortunately, his life has been cut short. Dr. Sapon is another gem. That Tuesday FEC meeting, functional executive meeting, with Jojo, and in the meeting that he was selected to represent the party at the function. Don't know that we'll just goodbye him by asking him to go and represent us at the function. That was the last time. Tuesday, we closed around 6 p.m. And the following morning, his driver drove him to the Air Force base to join the aircraft. Not knowing that was the end of it. A strong party pillar. That we can tell. Limuna is another person. Alaji Limuna. I worked with him as the director of election for Northern Region and treasurer. By that time, he was a regional minister for Northern Region. We worked closely together. And so I knew him very well. Very passionate about the development of Ghana. Especially, he was very much interested in human development. I'm not surprised the president made him the Deputy National Security Coordinator in charge of human development and all that. I'm not surprised. And this thing cut short his life. Abaji, you remember Abaji issue with Obasi? Is when he was declared winner of the election, only to be reversed in Accra at Tesano, that he didn't win again, and I had to declare another MPP. And we battled this matter until he was asked to join NADMO. Unfortunately, that is how life is. My brother, it's a terrible spectre.
Rashid Tanko is Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC, speaking to myself and Fred Jabano on Situation Room on Channel 1 TV. Let's go to the phone line and speak to Dr. Nana Ayew. He's a member of Parliament for the Efiduase Asokore constituency in the Ashanti region. A very close friend of Dr. Edward Omane Boama. Doc, good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, I'm good.
I read what you wrote on Facebook following the passing of Dr. Edward Omanebo. A lot of people do not know how close you were to him. Tell us, how were you guys close?
Sorry about it. It's just simple. Parliament. I was somewhere an hour in. Where are you? Where are you? I came. You come and see me off. If you see that picture.
Hello? Dr. UFA.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's better now.
I've got a picture I sent to you. We're laughing. That was last weekend. The coincidence is this. I mean, that picture, I was wearing green and he was wearing white. So I saw him and was like, why are you in white? And he said, I'm celebrating good governance. And why are you in green? And I said, I'm wearing green because green is for peace. He said, no, green is because I have peace under NDC government. And theirs is green, you know? So we're just laughing. And you had Kweku Danso snapping a picture. Kweku Danso is the press secretary of the Parliamentary Press Corps, okay? Now, I start on this note because it's symbolic. Kweku Danso was the press secretary of Omani when he was the news president over 20 years ago. You understand? And hello, Sammy, are you there?
I'm here. I'm listening to you.
And when I was seeing him off and Danso saw us, he said, hey, over 20 years I saw the two of you in your room, you were students. Now you are telling me I want to take a picture. So it was Danso who just sent this to me yesterday. That I didn't know the picture I took of you last Tuesday with your brother was just a good. And the other coincidence, let me bring a few perspectives of my cousin. The father is from Efijazi, from our home. We are black cousins. We work ourselves together. We work ourselves into medical school together. We work ourselves into politics together. And the difference in the political philosophy did not change the connection. Everybody know we agree, disagree, we laugh over everything. Sense of humor is always the first. Intelligence is the first. And we always believe that we are there to get served and have a good name. And nothing apart from that. He also shared the same belief. So I know my brother on the other side with the NDC is somebody who would just work guided by ethics and just believe for his good name. He's not a person who can push him around to do what he doesn't believe in. And Sammy, if you know me very well, you just know who I am. You understand? It's such a character I share with him, and that's the same belief that we have had from school, and then our interest in politics, of which he moved into the other side. And I've been part of him, and he's been part of me. Edward Bauer is now the CEO of Gore. I'm just trying to let listeners know that politics is not enmity. Politics is just agreeing to disagree on an issue, but then after that we live as a family. So I mean, if I tell you that Mutala, who died yesterday, connected to Omani through me during the Nooks elections, would you believe this?
Interesting.
Mutala. Yes, interesting. So Mutala is a brother. His PhD work, I was one of those that, the questionnaire. He called me in the evening. It was a COVID time. He said that you are not sleeping. You are going to do this questionnaire with me. I have to graduate my PhD. That's Mutala. He deals with me and deals with me like a twin. He deals with me. You know why? Once upon a time, when Omani Boama wanted to be a news president. So we got to Kumasi. And then Mutala came with the students from the University of Ghana. And then we needed to convince Murtala to support Omane. And the immediate news president was called Edward Bauer, who now he became an MP, and he's now, I think, the CEO of Gore. If I did listen to me, I didn't know that at that time I was the one who connected him to Omane Boamah. And that's how funny it was. I needed to get my brother to win his news elections, and here is us at UST campus that a certain Murtala came with the University of Ghana students, and he controlled about 25 of the delegates. Whatever he says is final. And then Murtala was not supporting Omane. And then I had to go to him in his room, spoke to Murtala over and over and over, got Israel, spoke to the two of them, got Murtala, and then Chief Opon, who was the chief vendor, got to him that, Chief, can you tell Murtala to support Omane? Eventually, Murtala came along, understood Omane. Edward Bauer came along, whatever it was, understood Omane. In that context was Bernard Mona. Bernard Mona wanted also to be a news president. I'm just bringing this for people to know that people are friends, people are doing politics, people are on the side, but we are still a family, you understand? So Murtala was one of the people who instrumentally came together to get Omane to win his news elections. Destiny. At that time, you never knew the two of them would join a political party. And so therefore, when he became a member of parliament, I always tell people, Murtala, you, years ago, you were against my brother, now you people are twins. And then we always laugh. And then he tell me such is life. So, Sammy, we've come a long way. Omane is an astute person, he's a guy of good character. He will not do what you don't believe in. He doesn't believe in, yes. There's nobody who can have any debt on him. He's just conscious of his environment. This I will do, this I won't do. And therefore, such is him. The news was a very bad one. Yeah.
Doc, thank you very much for your time. Dr. Nana Ayu Afriye, cousin to the late Dr. Edward Omane Boamah, the Minister for Defense, speaking to us there. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in the crowd. We go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more stories.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Still unbeatable. Republic Bank has slashed the Citi mortgage interest rate to a new low. That means it's more affordable to own your dream home. You enjoy lower monthly installments, save on interest payments, flexible loan arrangements, and more. Make the move. Own your home at a lower teen interest rate. But hurry, this offer lasts for a limited time. Visit any Republic Bank branch or send email to myhome@republicghana.com or call Accra 054-0109-649. Kumasi 054-0109-901 to apply today and enjoy a teen interest rate. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Ma, have you received the delivery?
See on the rider's bay. Send in the momo.
Okay, *17.
Power. Don't you use a smartphone? Use the momo app, ne?
Huh? Abba app.
Hey, I want to say millennium, say millennial. Oh, Millennium Fuya Nyaze. Switch to the app. Or you're smart and know you're secure. Enter a world of possibilities with the Momo app. Be your favorite merchant, pay utility bills, and borrow from our wide range of lending services. Move to the app side today. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're still listening to Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's do some other stories now. President John Dramani Mahama has made interim ministerial appointment following the tragic loss of 2 cabinet ministers in yesterday's military helicopter crash in the Ashanti region. In a statement issued by presidential spokesperson Felix Kwatri-Ofosu, the president directed the Minister for Finance, Dr. Kasiela Tuforsen, to assume additional responsibility as Minister for Defense with immediate effect. Similarly, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Kofi Yamabua, has been appointed to act as Minister for Environment, Science and Technology until further notice. Away from that, the National Communications Authority (NCA) has given MultiChoice Ghana a 30-day ultimatum to respond to its intention to suspend the company's authorization to operate its subscription management service for satellite television broadcasting. This comes amid a standoff between MultiChoice Ghana and the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Ati George, who has accused the company operators of DSTV of imposing unfair and exorbitant subscription fees on Ghanaians. In a statement issued today, the NCA said the regulatory action is being pursued under Section 13 of the Electronic Communications Act 2008 Act 775, citing concerns over MultiChoice Ghana's pricing model, which he described as inimical to the public interest. Staff of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company (NEDCO) and the Volta River Authority (VRA) have resumed work after suspending all field operations in the Tamale metropolis and surrounding areas on July 31, 2025. The temporary withdrawal followed incidents involving the assault of staff and the seizure of operational vehicles by some youth in Tamale. Speaking to Citi News, Chairman of the Senior Staff Association, VRO NEDCO branch, William Kwame Asare, said the decision to return to work followed a meeting with the Minister for Energy, John Jinapor, during which assurances were given regarding the safety of personnel.
We had a meeting with the Minister of Energy, the Tamale Mayor, and some other security chiefs. We made our case to the delegation. The minister appreciated our concerns, but made an appeal that the Interior Minister had directed the regional police commander to pursue the perpetrators and ensure that they are brought to justice. And secondly, that process is not an event, so we have to look at our other customers that have nothing to do with the assault, that have been off since our withdrawal of services, and appeal to us to consider, for the sake of those customers, and ensure that we resume our services. We also assured us of adequate security in carrying out our duties.
Now, management of NEDCO VRA further stated that they will also intensify revenue mobilization activities and illegal connection checks throughout the Tamale metropolis.
We are recording very high distribution losses in Tamale in the range of 45%. Every month, the power that we sell in Tamale, we lose more than 45%. But we have commenced an exercise to clamp down on illegal connection. They do the illegal connection now in the night. Then in the morning, they disconnect the illegal connection. So with the joint military police protection, we have also started early dawn soup. And then it's yielding results. For the first time in a long while, the performance of northern area, Tamale in particular, the distribution losses have come down to 37, 38, consistently for 3 months since we started that exercise. And that is an exercise that we are going to continue with the support of the minister and then the Regional Security Council, so that we can see real improvement in the performance in Tamale area.
You are the chairman of the Senior Staff Association, VRA NEDCO branch, Engineer William Kwame Asare.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Melody Fafa. But to further details of our stories now. The Ghana reference rate, which serves as the benchmark for commercial lending, has declined sharply to 19.67% for August 2025. This is a significant 10.05 percentage point drop from the January rate of 29.72% and offers potential relief to borrowers and businesses. The decline comes on the back of the Bank of Ghana's bold move to slash its monetary policy rate by 300 basis points during its 125th Monetary Policy Committee meeting to 25%. This lower reference rate could trigger more competitive lending rates across the banking sector and improve access to credit for small and medium enterprises. Here's more.
The Ghana Association of Banks notes that the current Ghana reference rate is now firmly below the levels recorded during the same period in 2024, when rates hovered above 29%. This decline is seen as a positive indicator of ongoing monetary easing, declining inflation, and greater macroeconomic stability. As a result, businesses and households are expected to benefit from lower borrowing costs. The reduction in the Ghana reference rate could also lead to increased credit uptake and higher loan demand as financing becomes more accessible for both individuals and enterprises. Banks may begin to reprice their loan portfolios to align with the new rate environment, potentially enhancing financial inclusion and supporting private sector growth. However, the decline in lending rates may also result in tighter net interest margins for banks. Institutions will be required to carefully manage profitability and risk as they adjust to the new interest rate dynamics. The Ghana Association of Banks says it will continue to monitor development in the financial landscape and engage key stakeholders as lending conditions evolve.
You heard Emmanuel Opon with that business desk report. Away from that, the Bank of Ghana has indefinitely postponed the national launch of the Citi at 60th anniversary celebrations following the tragic military helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 5 government officials and 3 Ghana Armed Forces personnel on Wednesday. The launch, initially slated for Friday, August 8 at the Accra International Conference Center, has been put on hold out of respect for the national tragedy. In a statement, the central bank extended its condolences to the president, the government, Ghanaians, and the bereaved families. In a related development, the banking and mining industries have joined in mourning the tragic loss of 8 lives, including 2 cabinet ministers, in a military helicopter crash on Wednesday. In separate solemn statements, extended condolences to the bereaved families and the government. Here are excerpts of the statement commiserating with families.
In a solemn statement, the Ghana Association of Banks extended its condolences to the bereaved families, the government of Ghana, and all institutions affected by what it described as a national tragedy. The victims included Dr. Edward Omane Boama, Minister for Defense, and Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad, Minister for Environment, both of whom were widely regarded for their contributions to public service and national development. The Ghanaian banking industry stands with the nation in mourning the tragic loss of distinguished public servants and professionals, the association said in its tribute. In a similar statement, the Ghana Chamber of Mines also noted that the loss of these public servants represents a significant setback particularly in the ongoing fight against illegal mining. It emphasized the close working relationship the industry had with both the Defense and Environment Ministries in safeguarding mining concessions, protecting water bodies, and securing mining communities. On behalf of its president and members, the Ghana Chamber of Mines extended heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families, the government, and the people of Ghana. The Chamber reaffirmed its commitment to carrying forward the shared vision to protect the environment and mining communities, a cause to which the fallen public servants had dedicated their lives.
Citi Business News is Emmanuel Opon's statement from the Ghana Association of Banks and the Ghana Chamber of Mines on the tragic helicopter crash that occurred on Wednesday. Still on the tragic helicopter crash which occurred yesterday, the Independent Power Generators Ghana has expressed profound sorrow following the tragic helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 8 distinguished Ghanaians. In a statement issued on Thursday, the group extended its deepest condolences to the bereaved families, colleagues, and the entire nation, describing the loss as a national tragedy. IPGG said their passing could inspire a renewed sense of unity, patriotism, and leadership in national life. Quote, "We stand in solidarity with the nation in mourning," the group added. Before we go, Melcom Group of Companies says it will prioritize customer satisfaction as a key pillar of its long-term sustainability strategy as it marks 36 years of operations in Ghana. The company is ensuring it remains responsive and relevant in the retail landscape while deepening its ties with communities through impactful corporate social responsibility programs. Speaking at a press soiree to officially introduce former Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, as Malcolm's new communications and strategy consultant, Dr. Awal said the company will meet customers' expectations.
Malcolm has survived for over 35 years now, and what matters is having a very winnable strategy. Strategy means that understanding the markets. Malcolm understands the Ghanaian market very well, understanding customer needs and expectations. If you understand what the customer wants, you deliver it very much better than your competitor. So Malcolm's strategy is to make sure that constantly monitor what customers want, deliver to them, and make sure that they deliver more than your competitor. So, and then Malcolm to us would want to be positively in the news. Negative news, that's why we want a court support with the media. So we are positively in the media, whether it's in the radio, TV, or newspaper. Malcolm is seen as a partner. That's why the MD said Malcolm has spent over 20 million cedis over the last 10 years to support community initiatives in health, in education, and then even in environmental preservation.
Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal is the communications and strategy consultant for Malcolm Group of Companies. And that's all for Citi Business News. On Eyewitness News, I am Melody Fafa. But to fair up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Your family's health should never be a worry, no matter where you are in the world. Are you a Ghanaian in the diaspora, a foreign resident in Ghana, or a Ghanaian looking for the perfect health insurance plan for yourself or your family in Ghana? Then the Apex Ebusiapa health cover is what you need. A comprehensive health insurance plan to protect your loved ones. From hospital stays to life-saving treatments, we ensure quality healthcare at an affordable cost. Apex Ebusiapa health cover. You don't just send love home, you secure it. Visit Apex Health Insurance at Zion House, Bondi Road, Shashi East Legon, or call 0540-128-256 or 0501-683912. Apex Ebusiapa Health Plan. Global love, local care.
Life doesn't always go as planned. Maybe you dreamed of earning a degree, but something got in the way. Losing a parent, financial struggles, or life just happening. But what if I told you it's not too late? At Cracks Training Institute, we believe in second chances. With the ABE Level 6 program, your dreams are back within reach. If you hold an HND or a 2-year diploma and have valuable work experience, this is your opportunity. The ABE Level 6 is recognized by Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, and equivalent to a bachelor's degree. But that's not all. It also qualifies you to enroll in any university in Ghana for a master's degree. And here's the good news. Admissions start this August. This is your moment. Don't let it pass you by. Take the first step towards rewriting your story. Call us today at Crux Training Institute on 0552 222217, 0552 222217, or visit crux.edu.gh.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s, you lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our Express Points to EcoBank Pay, online banking and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News. And this is Point Blank. On Point Blank tonight, we continue with our coverage of the passing of the 8 gentlemen. A nation in grief, a nation in pain, and a nation in sorrow. This morning on the Citi Breakfast Show, Bernard Kokwavle spoke to the Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, Samima Muslim, on this matter and how the presidency is feeling about it and the way forward. Let's hear that interview.
As you may recall, yesterday there was a deployment of various teams to visit the homes of our fallen comrades and to formally communicate the devastating news to the immediate family of our fallen heroes. So that was done partly yesterday. Today There's going to be a visit in Takoradi for one of the flying officers to do same. The bodies have been received, and for government, the priority is to quickly complete all processes, especially in relation to the Muslim comrades, so that the burial can happen in line with Islamic tradition.
Yeah.
So that is a priority. But with regards to the general commemoration of the 3 days of mourning, we will, as we've been doing, communicate in real time the various actions that we're going to be taking. Safe to say that we're all just doing what we can to ease the pain for the family, for the government, and put in place all the necessary, plans. So there's already a planning committee at work to ensure a smooth process towards what should be a very, not a long drawn out process to interring the remains of our fallen soldiers. I think that is critical to what is being planned now. In the meantime, as you have asked, what we can pray the media to do is to continue to give dignified coverage of the disaster. We have pleaded for platforms to delete the harrowing visuals, from various networks, so we can give a dignified coverage, and still balance the need of the public to know what happened, to respecting the family and the spouses, so that we don't keep sharing some of the earlier visuals that have come. Nobody would want that to be how they will be remembered. I know, Bernard, you also have had interaction, Omani and Mutala, where my colleagues at the same time were in the General Assembly in the year that Omani contested Luke's presidency. We were in the same bus from Legon because he was the medical school rep at the General Assembly, so he used to come from Kolebu to participate in General Assembly meetings. And then, yes, I recall very vividly, and I always, tell him this story, that I heard the name Chi Guevara the first time because Omani was holding a book about this, revolutionary Marxist. And so I said, who it was? And he said, I don't know who it is. I said, I don't know. So he told me about who, she was. So I'm telling you that even at that student level, these were the things that were shaping his mind. And so when Omani became the, that competent individual with deep knowledge in various subject areas, from IT, how does a medical doctor become, the head of elections of a political party that surgically delivers that kind of outcome we saw last year? And you would know Mutala was also an avowed Pan-Africanist. He was always reading books about Nkrumah. His library was full of books on Pan-Africanism. And so His Excellency has lost some of his best and brightest loyal aides who stood with him, by him, for him for the longest period, and at a time that they were in poor position to contribute to the development of this country. God said it was time for them to come home, and we can't question God. There are those who say that why does God allow suffering? And recently I came across a profound statement that if God does not permit suffering, man would not know his limits or his need for God, and that suffering breaks pride and brings us to repentance. Whatever the lessons that God wants us to learn from this devastation, may He make it clear for us to learn those lessons.
Yeah.
And whilst we are at it, may all of you continue to support us in prayer, support His Excellency and bear him up, that he may not become confounded by the heaviness of the crown that he wears. And that the God who puts him through these things is the same God that would remove him from it.
Wow.
And to the glory of him, we would know why these things happen. But we also need to investigate the matter. In as much as we don't control this, if there are accidents that are avoidable, if there are mistakes that are avoidable, so we can avoid the next tragedy, I think that the task force that has been set up to investigate will do all of us a great service to come up with what really happened, so the family can even get a certain sense of closure.
Shamima Muslim, Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, in that conversation with Bernard Avle on the Citi Breakfast Show this morning. We're still still with this issue, and our presidential correspondent, Akosia Ochre, also spoke to some senior government officials who were at the Jubilee House this afternoon to be a part of the flower laying ceremony which took place at the Jubilee House to mourn the passing of the 8 Ghanaians.
I have with me here the Deputy Youth Organizer, Osman Ayarega, who happens to be the NYA CEO. Osman, you have worked with all these people. They operate under the wings of the NDC. The NDC definitely will be distraught about this incident, isn't it?
It comes as a heavy blow to us in the NDC, and I personally too, it comes as a very huge blow to me, because I've had very sweet working relations with all of them, and even the pilot was also my mate in KNUST. So for me, I knew almost everyone on that plane or that helicopter. And it comes as a loss to the party, but the party is putting itself together to be able to really embrace this huge blow. I mean, we all know we would die one day, but the way and manner this had to go is what is even making it a bigger blow. Okay,
I wouldn't allow you make a lot of comments, but we know that the presidency is doing its own activities to honor these 8 people as the NDC. Are there going to be any activities in the coming days?
I'm sure in the coming days the General Secretary will make that known to everyone. But as it stands now, we are all partaking in the government's activities. If there are any further activities, the General Secretary will announce that to the party.
Fortunate, and our sincere condolences goes to the family of all the fallen heroes who were working in their capacity, in official capacity as distinguished people and distinguished officials for this country who died in the line of duty. We are very sorry, and may their souls rest in peace.
Very unfortunate that this has had to happen. We can only pray that God grants them eternal rest, and God helps their families, especially their parents, their children, their spouses, to find eternal peace, because this is devastating. Nobody expects to go. We know we'll all die, but this is not the kind of death anybody wishes for. And the challenge and difficulty is that it could have been any of us.
I think at this time it's just important that we as a diplomatic community just come and express our condolences on behalf of, for me, on behalf of His Majesty the King, on this terrible tragedy for Ghana. We've lost 8 amazing public servants who have given their life's work to Ghana. And at this time, we're just thinking about their friends and their family, and you can see clearly how upset the President was today. So we just want to kind of express our thoughts and our prayers and our best wishes to the people of Ghana.
How rigorous and intense should this investigation be?
Rigorous, it must be. Because some of us, our heads are not cleared yet. We have all kinds of things running through our heads. even though it's going to be a bit difficult for us to put them out. But the suspicions are too many in my head. But as I said, I have no evidence to prove anything. And so I'll leave that to myself and allow the investigations to take place. But I think we should not wash this away. We should not let it pass as one of those things that happens. How do we call it? Kind of thing. It shouldn't be so. At least there must be a lesson to be learned from this tragic experience. It's so painful. It's you know, the gravity of it. I saw the president. He has lost weight in less than 24 hours. Everyone is distraught. I couldn't sleep since last night. I woke up at 2:22 or something. I couldn't close my eyes till this morning, till now. And I'm sure so many others, including yourselves. It's a huge tragedy because the persons involved, look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Last Saturday, we were with Omani at State House. I didn't see him. I saw him like 2 weeks ago in Parliament. He came and sat by me. We had a chat for like 3 minutes and he woke up. This, what's his name? Samuel Sapon was sitting in front of me. I don't know if you were there last Saturday. There was this rain that had gathered on top of the roof, and then some wind blew, and he was the one that the water just drenched him, soaked him in that thing. And he had to wake up. I was sitting right next to him at the back. And then 4 days later, we have to refer to him as the late Samuel Sapon. It's unthinkable. And I believe that all of us as a country have lost materials, resource materials that, you know, I was just being told by Honorable Ofosu Ampofo by some of the ideas that he shared with Omani Boama just a few days ago about some of the things that he intends to do in the military. He's gone with it. Komla, it's crazy. It's really crazy. I believe that Ghanaians, to find a replacement for these people, it would take a while. But let's all take solace in the same good Lord, that as we continue to wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, principalities, and so on. Let all stand strong in our God and in our faith. Pray for our nation, because it doesn't look ordinary. All the pastors, all the spiritual leaders should not just see this as a passing thing. We should stand firm for our nation in prayer so that we can avoid some of these incidents, accidents, fires, and all these kind of things. Even yesterday, there was also a road accident involving 15 people, dead, all of them. It can't be ordinary. Let's all pray that the Lord steps in for us and cleanses us from all these mishaps.
Alex place, I broke down. So it's traumatic, you know, because all three of them were very close to me. They were my very good friends. So it's very difficult talking about them, knowing that, you know, they are departed. It's extremely difficult for me.
I can understand, but tell us, how did you hear about the news?
Oh, no. It was, I mean, you know, as usual, I picked it up on social media. I couldn't believe it. I made the calls, and, you know, the shocking revelation came that my three colleagues were departed. So it's extremely difficult, as I've told you, to talk about them, you know. So I would pass for now. I don't want to break down in front of national TV again.
It's okay, we understand, but that was Dr. Dominic Ayine, the Minister of Justice, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. I'm just trying to get closer to a number of appointees, especially those that worked with a number of them in the previous administration, and then now I have here with me the Honorable Elvis Efri-Yankra. He happened to have served with a number of these ministers, especially Dr. Omane Buama, who in the previous administration, that's the John Mahama administration, was Minister of Communications. At that time, Elvis Efri-Yankra was Minister of Sports, and so we're just trying and get closer to him, have a word with him, and to just pick his thoughts and his emotions here. But as I said earlier, still a number of appointees here behind me, and I've also spotted members of the civil service who have gathered here to pay tribute, but that's exactly what has happened. I have with me here Elvis Efri-Yankra. You're welcome to Channel 1 News. I know that you have worked with a number of them, especially Dr. Omanibo. How did this news come to you, knowing the working relationship that you had with him?
I was called the night before that His Excellency the President was going to Gomwa at the Pentecost Convention Center. So I was there waiting for the arrival of the President. And then after a while, I started getting calls. Have you heard what has happened? Can you confirm? And I said, what has happened? So I tuned into the radio. It wasn't clear, so I went to Reverend Wengam, and he also said he had received those calls, and he sort of confirmed. So we were all confused, demoralized, and then I called the Deputy Security Coordinator in Kumasi, and they were in a convoy. He said they were going to the crash site, so that I knew, because some you are hoping that it's not true. And when he said they were on their way to the crash site, then it was. So we returned to Accra, and the news started filtering, and it was just, I mean, anybody who says Berman, so that's the most foolish thing anybody can say. You know, I cried, I wept. I mean, I can't hide it. I wept, I cried, because Omane Buama in 2008, when I was the Deputy General Secretary in charge of operations, he was like my closest ally. All the operations we were together, from the whole electoral process to time to the courts, that Saturday or Sunday court case. We did all those operations. Then in 2012, when I was the campaign coordinator for His Excellency President Mahama, he was my deputy. Then after that, like you said, I became the Minister of Sports. He was Minister of Communication. We worked through cabinet, very, very, very close. Now, recently, he showed me a book that he had written for Professor Mills, and he said he was going to launch it at the end.
Peaceful Man.
Yes, and that I feature in that book. And I was asking him, what have you written about me? Let me know. And now I'm wondering what is going to happen to that book. So that's how close we were. Mutala, when he was in ASU, I was with Nooks and SRC in Legon. We worked very, 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 very closely together. We were very, very close, like brothers. What's his name? Sapon, when I was Deputy Minister for Local Government, he was the Mayor of Kumasi. We were so close that sometimes when on Fridays, which I call the market days, food soldiers come and they finish you. A Sapon I'll call. I say, Sapon, I'm dry. And then he will send me money, reinforcement. So that's how close. We went to China together on the urban transport project. When I go to Kumasi, when there's time, I go to his house. So that's how close we were. Like, I mean, Muniru, I met him in the lift on the 4th floor last week. And he was telling me, oh, he's been appointed coordinator, deputy coordinator. And that, you know, they're gone.
This is coming as hard news to you, but for those of you in government, what are you learning from?
My colleague Akosia Ochi, presidential correspondent, in that conversation with Elvis Efri-Yankra, former Minister of Youth and Sport and former Minister for Local Government, as well as some other government officials that she spoke to at the Jubilee House when today the presidency held the flower laying ceremony for the 8 gentlemen who crashed to death in the military aircraft at Adanse, somewhere in the Ashanti region, on their way to Obuasi for an official government event. And the event was held at the Jubilee House. We are told that this evening at 8 p.m. the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, will speak to the nation on the disaster that has hit this country. But before we go, the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council has suspended the proposed 20% increase in public transport fare following a meeting with the Ministry of Transport yesterday. The decision follows widespread public concern and criticism over the lack of broader consultation and broader engagement ahead of the planned adjustment. Speaking to Citi News, the acting chairman of the council, Mohammed Tanko, says the suspension was also in honor of the incident that has hit the country. And that's where we draw the curtains down on today's edition of Eyewitness News and Point Blank, that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe. Earlier you heard Fafa Melody. The show produced by Kwabla Wilson, Beverly London and Juliana Osei. So we come your way again tomorrow. May the good Lord be with us all.